Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. And as you read in the title, yes, I failed my first nursing school program. And I say first because I am in a new one. I've been accepted in a new one. And it actually starts on January 3rd, which I'm looking forward to. But before I rush myself or any of that, I do want to s- um, talk about the failure first. So quick thing is the class that I failed was medical surgical. It is one of the roughest classes that they have in the nursing program anywhere across the entire U.S. It's just one of those classes where that requires a lot of critical thinking, a lot of studying, and just you just have to stay on top of it. And I feel like a lot of it was in part my failure because I failed to adapt. I wasn't exactly doing, I wasn't thinking out of the box in the sense that the way they wanted me to think. I was thinking outside the box just because I would have meetings with my professors after I failed a test, and they'll tell me, yeah, you're clearly doing what you're supposed to do, but you're picking the second right answer all the time. You're not picking what's the first thing that we're going to do. No, and some of the things, it's like it cuts it real close between the first and second, as in I can't really think of an example, but I know I could put in a picture like right here showing like how these tests are set up. And so yeah, it's just it's different. But yeah, like I said, in part it was failure for me to adapt. But at the same time, I don't want to put full blame on myself. I also want to blame just the entire program, the way it was set up. I don't think it was set up to success for student success. I don't think the program was set up for students to succeed. Pretty sure it was more than 10 failed this class, and it sucks because we paid so much money, and it felt like we just didn't get the support that we needed. It didn't felt like majority, and this is even including the people who passed. Everybody was complaining. Not everybody, majority of us were complaining of not having any sort of, support in the thing, which I understand. A lot of people are like, well, you're not paying for the support, you're paying for the education and stuff like that. It's like, yes and no, just because at least when I was in the military as well, they supported us in a different way that taught us to feel supported in that way. I don't even know how to explain it. So basically, the way they do it, at least in basic training, they'll break you down and then bring you back up. But there's still that care. Like they still care that you pass. They don't want you to fail. They do everything they possibly can so you don't fail. Seriously, break it down, and it gets really dumb sometimes. But yes, we do everything possible to not have you fail. This class at least made it seem, or this program made it seem as in they just, if you failed, you failed. It is what it is, complaints over. Okay, so besides that, besides professors failing us, besides the program failing us, complaints are over. That's just, I had to let it out. I could go so much more into detail, but I'm not, just because I don't feel like complaining would do anything to solve, just the way I felt at the time. And so that's the thing I want to talk about right now. It's like, yes, I know you guys clicked on this video because you guys are curious to know what's going on with me, what's next. But I also am hoping this helps someone out there who might see this and, encourage them to keep trying. And so what happened was, on my third test, I failed. I found out I was just going to fail the class completely. And I also want to put in here that, yes, I was, crying. And unfortunately, up here in Alaska, we don't have a lot of programs to where we could just, jump around and whatnot. And so I was lucky enough to transfer all my credits and get everything going on time, just barely, to get into another nursing program. And I am starting on January 3rd, which, thank goodness. But at the same time, I think that's just me pushing myself, because I know I could do these things. I know when I failed medical surgical, it wasn't because of me being dumb. It was just me not adapting, like I said in the beginning. So essentially what I'm trying to get through to you is Don't give up. Always find another program that works for you. There are a ton out there, which brings me on to my second thing. So another reason why I couldn't really adjust properly is because of life stuff, life stressors essentially. So I was moving, I was still not dealing with a divorce anymore, but I did have, the aftermath of divorce that I had to, adapt to that as well. I had to look for a job. I had to still take care of my kids and be a stay-at-home dad in the meantime while I was looking for a job. And I started gaining weight because I was stressed from either school, I was stressed from life in general. So there's that stress on top of everything else just mounted on. And so I wasn't eating healthy. And so I had all these things going on with me, and it took a toll. And by that, I mean, I started feeling depressed. So for those of you who don't know, which I don't think any of you guys know, minus like select few people, but I'm just going to put it out there anyway, because it's normal for me now. I suffer from depressions, bouts of depression. And so, yes, I do have a therapist. It's all related to the VA and all that stuff going on. But luckily I had him to help me through this everything going on. So I will say, if you start feeling down or something happens, definitely I highly recommend seeking out a therapist to just put everything out there. Yeah, definitely. I will say it definitely helped out. But on top of just therapy, I also started going to the gym more. I started sleeping more. I started eating better. I replaced one of my meals with a strict vegetable shake. It started off small, and now it's feeling a lot better. I got most of my life stuff finally settled. So now whenever I start on my new semester for nursing, I can actually focus. So what I'm trying to say is, if you can, try to do things that would actually make you happy. Find a hobby that makes you happy. There was a fantastic nurse that I spoke to when I was on my clinicals. She was my nurse. She was teaching me for that day, and she was helping me out on what books to buy and stuff like that, which I will make a video on the stuff that seemed to have worked with for me so far. I know it's kind of weird coming from someone who failed a class, but I feel like from someone who failed, I definitely learned a lot from this experience. But definitely after taking the test, I've noticed a lot of these things that were on these study things. So even more reason. But anyways, the one thing she did suggest to me was having a set schedule to where you would study straight. So the way I would study is, normally I'd study at nighttime. I'd put my kids to bed, everything showered. Like throughout the day, I would knock out as many chores or errands that I had to do that day. And from then on, just focused on family and life stuff. And that kind of seemed to work better for me. I wish I had interrogated. I wish I had integrated a few of maybe studying throughout the day. That might have been nice, especially flashcards. Flashcards, I feel like would have been great. There's also a podcast, which, like I said, I would put all these in the next video that is coming out here soon. But there is a podcast that definitely helped me out, and I highly recommend this podcast to any nurse or future nurse out there, just because it has a lot of awesome information, which I do want to say thank you to one of my professors, Professor Siegel. I don't know if you're seeing this right now, but thank you for that podcast. It is awesome. And so by the end of the day, my kids will go to bed. It's around 9 p.m. or 9:30 or something like that. And then I would start studying. So from 10, I had a plan from 10 to 1 or 2 in the morning, which is a 4-hour block. I would study, which taking 10 minutes of break after each hour. Sometimes I would even take the break because I'm so into studying, like reading the book, and just doing those 4 hours a day, maybe a 5th hour if I would do flashcards or any of that during the day. 5 hours a day seems to have been perfect for me. So to summarize what I said, if you're new, it is okay if you fail a class. It is not the end of the world. I promise you it is not the end of the world. I'm in it right now. I failed a class. Yes, there is a lot of crying. You probably will cry just because you put in so much work into this class. You put so much time into something, and it definitely happens. Sidebar. So here's what happened in one of my classes. This was in pharmacology. I remember specifically. It was getting late. Most of our assignments were due by midnight. I had completely spaced out this assignment just because I had stuff going on in my life that were at the time more important than my assignment. So I'd completely spaced out this assignment. Yes, again, my fault. But at the same time, I figured out this assignment was due. It was 10:30 p.m. I figured it out, and I was like trying to get it done as fast as I can. And so I remember this. 11:55 rolls up, and I'm like, I have 5 minutes. I had just finished this assignment. I still have 5 minutes to submit. So I get everything prepped, ready to go. Had everything set up and ready to go for me to click submit. And then I realized that they wanted a Grammarly reference. I'm over here running real quick, trying to get this report in. And I get everything. I get a copy of the PDF. I attach it to the file as well. That way everything's all there. It is 11:59, guys. I click submit. It does not want to submit. It's taking its time. It's saying I have to refresh the page. I refresh the page, put everything back in there as quick as possible, click submit again. It's still not going through. So now midnight hits along, and it's telling me that I can't submit anymore because it's already too late. And so I didn't find this fair at all. And so I did email the professors. However, they couldn't find any proof of any of this happening. So unfortunately, I did have to take the 0 on that one, which dropped my grade by 4%, which it's a 76.5 in that program to pass. And yeah, I still passed, but just seeing the significant percentage drop really, and then just with everything going on that week, which was not going well, and then taking the 0 on this test or in this assignment, which was worth 4% of my grade. And just, yeah, I definitely had a breakdown that day. That night, actually, it was one of many nights that I cried, and it's normal. It's okay. It's fine to cry. I would tell you right now, everyone in nursing program cries. Okay, I can't really say everyone. Majority of people, I'd say about 95% of people cry in the program. So it's okay. If you say it to your peers and stuff like that, they get it. That's the nice thing, is the fact that I was actually able to be open like this to my peers, and they understood me, and it was awesome. So moving forward, what's new? I am, like I said, starting on January 3rd, a new nursing program. This one is accelerated, and it's accelerated because it works through the summer as well. I think it's still semester, which is nice. And instead of it being 10 weeks long per term or semester where this one goes, this one's 16 weeks. My old program was 10 weeks. So that gives me an extra 6 weeks to study for things, which I'm hoping works out for me as well. I'm hoping that it gives me that more time. I'm still gonna go in. I'm still gonna, hit it hard right from the start. But on top of all of that, I'm also going to be working full time. So that's actually pretty awesome. I'm still going to be doing YouTube. Obviously, I can't leave you guys behind. But yeah, everybody, that is it. Like I said, I'm going to make another nursing video for those of you who are going to be nursing students. The stuff that seem to have helped me out, the books that have helped me out a lot, the apps that have helped me out, what I've done so far, and what I wish I would have done differently, stuff like that. It would be coming out here soon. And if there's anything you guys want to know as a nursing student, or just anything in general, just let me know in the comment section down below. Also, another thing, if you guys like this video, please give it a like. If you don't like this video, please give it a thumbs down. Dislike this video, and please in the comments tell me why you didn't like this video or what I could have done to improve it. But with that, everybody, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one.